Deontay Wilder blocks Tyson Fury from surpassing him in order to fight Anthony Joshua by applying mediation. The first step was obviously mediation that prevented Tyson Fury from cherry-picking Kabali in the UK. We always got to play worst-case scenario. Obviously, if Wilder wins the mediation, they come to a mutual agreement that they're going to fight next. If they don't come to a mutual agreement, which that's most likely the case, I don't think they could come to a mutual agreement, knowing that Tyson Fury is trying his best to escape the trilogy. Now, if that's the case, according to the judge, that possibly know Bob Arum personally, the way Bob Arum been talking to the media, then Deontay Wilder have 2 months to activate the arbitration. They will obviously go into arbitration. Now, this is a more serious matter. This is actually like real court, not a retired judge that's trying to have both fighters come to a mutual agreement. Nah, this is not the case. Arbitration is the next step, which this is what's actually going to block Tyson Fury from fighting Anthony Joshua. This is what they won't tell you. They keep talking about Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, but even Anthony Joshua wasn't so optimistic about fighting Tyson Fury next. He wasn't so positive about it. I mean, when they asked Anthony Joshua, we want to see Undisputed versus you and Tyson Fury, he said it's the rose to whoever next, not the rose to Undisputed, because he obviously know that Deontay Wilder is in mediation right now with Tyson Fury, and they will be heading to arbitration next. Wilder's going to go to arbitration. He got 2 months to activate it. So if that's the case, there's another 2 to 3 months of a case that's taking place. Therefore, what is Anthony Joshua going to do? He's obviously going to fight somebody else, maybe an Usyk. Anthony Joshua made it clear. He said, I'm not chasing Tyson Fury. I'm chasing the belts. Whoever has the belt, he's going to be next. That's very important because I know a lot of people have been suggesting if Tyson Fury trying to escape Deontay Wilder so bad and he has to honor this rematch clause, and if Wilder wins the mediation or arbitration, can't Tyson Fury just relinquish the WBC? That way, he could be far from the WBC reach or the rematch clause reach, and he doesn't have to honor the rematch clause to begin with if he give up the WBC belt. However, AJ just made it clear he's over here to collect belts. So if Tyson Fury is the champion, he's going to fight Tyson Fury. If somebody else is the champion, he's going to fight whoever is the champion. If Deontay Wilder is the champion, then Anthony Joshua is going to have to keep his word and fight Deontay Wilder, not Tyson Fury. So it's very important for Tyson Fury to have this belt. I know a lot of people also brought up the French fries belt, the witness protection belt, but we already know that will still be a bad look for Tyson Fury, even if he does that. And then that's when Tyson Fury will get sued for cheating if he goes that far to avoid the trilogy. He made it clear he definitely will be suing Tyson Fury. The question is when. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's after the trilogy, after Deontay Wilder knocks him out. That's the plan at hand. Now, I really want to know. That's why I wish I have the pleasure of talking to Deontay Wilder to ask him the $1 million question. Is he obligated to fight Deontay Wilder a third time because of the WBC obligations? Or is it that Tyson Fury just simply owed Deontay Wilder a trilogy? I want to know the terms in the rematch clause. What is the obligation for Tyson Fury? Is it the WBC or is it just a fight in general, a trilogy fight in general? ESPN came out with a report that says arbitration rule may force Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder in 2021. Frank Warren said, this is Frank Warren, Tyson Fury promoter, that been so optimistic about Tyson Fury fighting Anthony Joshua. All of a sudden now, Frank Warren, he told ESPN that arbitration may prevent Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury then will have to face Deontay Wilder. This is what Frank Warren said. He said, hopefully Tyson will fight again in the first quarter of 2021. And we don't know yet if it will be against Wilder because of the arbitration situation. We're still waiting on the outcome of that. Warren told ESPN, Tyson has a contract with ESPN, Top Rank, and we will have to sort it out between ourselves, what he does next, where and when he fight next. An arbitration judge will decide it. Because of the rematch clause, obviously, we say that the rematch clause has ended. Wilder says it can be extended. If the judge rules that Wilder is right, then that means Fury will have to do it. They will give us a decision soon, but we don't know when. He also added that at some point next year, we want the Anthony Joshua fight. That's the fight we truly want. We don't want the Deontay Wilder fight. We want the Anthony Joshua fight. But wanting and what's actually going to happen is two different things. So that's a quick turnaround right there. For Frank Warren to go from claiming that Deontay Wilder has no case at all to him telling ESPN that the arbitration situation, not the mediation, they are in mediation right now, but he was speaking about arbitration. Most likely Tyson Fury will be prevented from fighting Anthony Joshua in 2021, and then he will have to honor his rematch clause and fight Deontay Wilder, which will be the fight next year in 2021. And Frank Warren, he's Tyson Fury promoter. He's obviously going to try to cover up for Tyson Fury as much as he can. Well, Tyson Fury, he keeps asking the fans what fight you guys want to see. We want to see the fight you cheated in, the Trilogy fight. That's what the world want to see. I mean, from all this glove gate controversy, so on and so forth, that made this fight, that's making this fight one of the biggest fights of all time and the most important fight of all time, because if Tyson Fury win, he could some way justify him cheating, because we know he cheated. But if he wins, then the decaps could say, well, listen, even when he didn't cheat, he still beat Deontay Wilder. On the other hand, if Deontay Wilder wins, then it's case closed. And the legacy, that will expose old media. It will expose the double standards. Then the lawsuit will come into play. There's a lot of people going down. And when I say a lot of people, I mean a whole ship. You know, a whole ship is going down with Tyson Fury. So that's why they're willing to go down with the ship that's sinking, which is Tyson Fury. That's what old media want to do, because it's too good of a win. The WBC president said this is the win of the century, because they never had a Jeffrey beating a Jack Johnson at this level. That's what this win pretty much meant to him. That's why I said that at the end of the day, they cannot disagree with the facts. People lie, women lie, your eyes don't lie. And we in 2020, how ironic is that? A lot of people have 20/20 vision. If you don't, put your glasses on. If you need a microscope to see the truth, get a microscope and look at the freaking gloves that look clearly tampered with, where you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 knuckles, where you're not supposed to see no 4 knuckles on a right glove printed. It's common sense. Even the left hand is bending in 90 degrees. Like I said, the evidence is overwhelming. If you want to say Wilder lied, okay, well, cool. Okay, Wilder's making excuses. If you want to say getting cheated is making excuses, I guess that's the world we're living in 2020. Fine. Then what does Nicholas Asbury have to gain from claiming Tyson Fury cheated in sparring? What does the coach, Asbury, a legendary coach, what does he have to gain from lying on a video claiming that Tyson Fury cheated in sparring? And he stated that he went off on Tyson Fury team, in which he told him we only cheated in sparring, or we only tampered with the gloves in sparring, so Tyson Fury could gain confidence. You don't gain confidence and then go in the ring with pillow-fisted hands. That's not what you do. But what they doing is they practicing in sparring in order to execute fight night. They practice cheating and sparring in order to execute fight night. You cannot disagree with the facts. We got witnesses, we got facts, we got overwhelming evidence, we got footages. I mean, we got DNA evidence. It's case closed as far as I know.
And you know, that's the beautiful part about it, bro. And man, you were just cooking. I mean, cooking like you were cooking hot grits, oatmeal on the side, man. That was beautiful. Good Lord. They are trying to set this Tyson Fury up and Anthony Joshua fight up so freaking bad. Like, they're doing whatever they can to get out of this third fight by any means necessary. Anthony Joshua over there he's over here dropping Instagram videos, telling the people, who do you want next? Who do you want next? Bro, we all know who we all know what we want next.
Right.
You know what I mean? All this stuff with ESPN and all this nonsense with the media and old media trying to side with these sanctions, and all these freaking people trying to protect Tyson Fury and trying to set this fight up by any means necessary, because according to experts and according to Maurice Solomon and all the people defending Tyson Fury, that second fight was the greatest victory of all time. Yet You guys are going through all these obligations and going through all of these trials in order to deny Deontay Wilder what he was guaranteed in a signed contract. For one, these men have to understand that they make their sanctions look really bad in not honoring their own word. They're also making it look very biased and racist, and they're not even realizing that. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the dude, they just don't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? They just don't care. The simple fact that Deontay Wilder really does have to go through all this with a mountain of evidence and thousands to back him up, they still think they're getting over on somebody. They don't realize how deep this can really go. Really, like, for real. But with my take on Frank Warren, I deeply believe that Frank Warren has no idea what he's talking about and that he is trying to cover up for the fact that Tyson Fury does not have anything to back him up. I believe that he was talking out the side of his neck when he said that. I believe that he was just running his mouth and that he was just trying to side with old media because he know old media will say and do whatever to protect Tyson Fury. Yeah, point blank, period. That's just fact. That was just sad. Can I know the decaps are sick to their stomach listening to this? It's beautiful. It is so sad because last I checked, Tyson Fury and his team ran their mouth talking about some sending threats to Nicholas Asbury saying that, oh, we're going to sue you. We're going to sue you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You better stop running your mouth. You better stop running your mouth. According to Nicholas Asbury, y'all haven't made one single move. Nothing. Why? Because y'all know what he's saying is facts and y'all don't have nothing to back y'all up. Right. Y'all are just trying to protect this fake this fake real life Rocky film. That's it. This is all a freaking movie scheme. This is all to try to make some real life movie scheme. Like, when I think about this situation, I picture literally in my head, Muhammad Ali back in the day in black and white and what he was going through. And then 2020 with Deontay Wilder and what he's going through. What's the difference? His own people is against it. His own people in the United States are against it. How do you boo your own fighter in a championship fight against a foreign country?
I don't understand. It's like they feel like speaking the truth is wrong. We in a world that if you speak the truth, you're a suspect. It's like, oh, you speaking the truth? Oh, no, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
Hold it. You're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I took up the wall. I got the wall. I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.